Okay, so question 1, they say draw a line through point P that is perpendicular to line L. So this line L. So you are asked to draw a line, okay, that is perpendicular to this line L. So there are many ways you can do that. You can use protractor, you can use your compass, you can use protractor to measure 90 degrees. So all you need to do is to make sure you have a line that is passing through this point and is 90 degrees. So that's the only thing you are asked to do there. So the next one, they ask write down the mathematical name for two different quadrilaterals with two lines of symmetry and rotational uh, symmetry of order 2. Now here, these two properties here, these two lines of symmetry and rotational symmetry of order 2 is actually parallelograms, okay, that has that particular property. And square is not there, but we have rhombus, parallelogram, rectangle. So they are all having two lines of symmetry and rotational symmetry of order 2. So we can just write rectangle. And okay, let's write rhombus, because rhombus also belongs to the family of parallelogram. All right, so the next one we have, they say that the grid is 1 cm square. So they are just giving you the dimension of the grid. So from here to here is 1 cm. From here to here is also 1 cm. Okay, so that's what they mean by 1 cm square grid. So it simply means that from here to here will give you a total of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is 5. Here is 3. So we can use that. Now they ask us to find the area of the quadrilateral. So one thing we can do here is we can partition or we can split our diagrams. Okay, so we can split our diagrams in different parts. Okay, so we can call here A1, call this one A2, and call this one A3. So for A1, we can find the area of A1, which is 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 over 2 times 1 times 4. That will give us 2 cm square. Okay. So I use this formula because this A1 here is a triangle. So I will come here and find for A3. Okay, A2 first. A2 is a rectangle. That's 5 boxes against 2. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 boxes against 2. So that will give us 2 times 4. That will give us 8 cm square. And the A3 is also another triangle, which is 1 over 2 times 1 times 2. So that will give us 1 cm square. So when you add everything up, okay, when you add everything up, A1 plus A2 plus A3, that will give us 2 plus 8 plus 1. That will give us 11 cm square. So we'll write our 11 cm. Oh, cm square have already been written, so you don't need to write the just 11 cm square there. Okay, so let's move to our next question. Okay, so here we have a shape. This diagram is a quadrilateral DEFG and a straight line FGH. Okay, the angle DEF is equals to 80, which is here. Okay, they write down the mathematical name for this type of angle. So the mathematical name for this type of angle is an acute angle. Okay, so it's an acute. So the next thing is to work out the value of S. They say find the value, find the answer, and give us the reason. So let's come back. Now, how do we solve for X here? You can see that FGH is a straight line. So it simply means that X plus 143 will give us 180. So we know the reason. The reason is because the sum of angle on a straight line is equal to 180. So X here is equals to 180 minus 143. So which will give us 37 degrees. Okay. So with that now we can come down here and write our answer 37. Why degrees? Because sum of angles at a point on the straight line is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so that's the reason why that angle there is 37. Now they say work out for angle Y and give a geometrical reason for your answer. Okay, so come back here. Our angle Y, this angle Y. So we can see that this is a quadrilateral, and sum of angle in the quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So it simply means that 360 degrees is equal to 82 plus 103 plus 143 plus y. So with that now, we can say that our y is equal to 360 minus 82 minus 103 minus 143. That will give you 32 degrees. So we come back to the place where to write our answer. We write 32 degrees. Remember why we solved that is because sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Okay, or you can say sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Okay, so let's move to the next one. So here we have that two fuel stations, okay, of fuel garage, A and B. A is selling at $1.41 per liter, while B is selling at $1.50 per liter. Okay, so they say Tia buys 55 liter of fuel, okay, from garage A. Work out the change he receives from $100. So all we need to do, since it's 55 liters, so we just do 55 times 1.41. That will give us 77.55. So this is the cost of the fuel that she bought. So what's going to remain now is going to be 100 because she went there with $100 minus 77.55. So that will give us 22.45. So the change that she's going to receive is $22.45. Okay, so they say work out how much cheaper it is to buy 20 liters of fuel from garage A than from garage B. So all we need to do is to find the amount of 20 liters of fuel in garage A and the 20 liters of fuel in garage B. So this is our A here. So garage A, we have 20 times 1.41. Then garage B, we're going to have 20 times 1.50. So here will give us 1 point, okay, sorry, 28.2. So $28.2. Why here will give us $30. Okay. So for you to know how much cheaper, all you need to do is to say 30 minus 28.2, which will give us 1.80. So that'll give us 1.80. Right. So that's how we solve that. So we find the total amount of fuel 20 liter can buy uh, in garage A and know the amount in garage B, then you subtract. All right, so let's move to the next question. The next question says that these are the amount that these people spend on fuel at garage A. So they ask you to calculate the mean number of liters that they can buy. So there are two ways to do this. You can convert, of course, this is from garage A, so you can convert each amount to a liter, okay, and add all of them and divide by the total, add the values and divide by the total number, which is 6, I'm seeing here, okay. Or you can as well add all these numbers here and divide it by 6, then find the equivalent liter of oil that you can be able to buy, which is the method I'm going to use. So I'm going to say 63 plus 83.5 plus 72.23 plus 46 plus 54.10 plus 80. So that will give you 398.83. Okay, so 398.83. So when you divide it by 6, you are going to have 398.83 all over 6. So that will give us 66.471. So this is the average cost. So this average cost, we need to find out how many liters it can buy. Remember, 1 liter in garage A gives you about $1.41. So all we need to do is to say 66.471 all over 1.41. So that will give us 47.14 liters. So we have our average amount of liters they can buy, which is 47.14 liters. Okay, so they say that the cost of fuel at garage B increases from 150 to 1.50 to 1.53. Okay, we should calculate the percentage increase. Okay, so how do we calculate percentage increase? We say that the new amount is equals to the original amount into 1 plus or minus, depending whether it's percentage increase or percentage decrease. So in this case, is the percentage increase. Okay, or rather, let's use another method. Let's say that percentage increase is equal to 1.53 minus 1.50 all over 1.50 times 100 over 1. I think this is simple. So that will give us 0.03 over 1.50 times 100 over 1. So if you divide this with your calculator, you have 0.02 times 100, which will give you 2. So 2% increase. Okay, so in this question, they say that a fuel tank of a car is 2 over 5 full. It takes 39 more liters of fuel to fill the tank. Okay, so with what we have here, we know that if 2 over 5 full of a car, it simply means that it requires about 3 over 5, okay, to fill it up. And this 3 over 5 is what is going to give us these 39 liters that can be able to fill up the tank. So the first thing to do, or they say work out the number of liters of fuel in a full tank. Okay, so they're just asking us, by the time you have added this 39, what is the total amount of fuel? Okay, so all you need to do is to get the value of the liters for 2 over 5. So it's very simple. You can use proportion to solve. So if 9 liter is equivalent to 3 over 5, then how many liters will be equivalent to 2 over 5? So when you cross and multiply here, you will get that x is equal to 39 times 2 over 5 divided by 3 over 5. Okay, so when you work that out, you have 39 times 2 over 5 times 5 over 3. So this one and this one will go. This one 3 here. This one will give you 1 and 3. So 13 times 2, that will give you 26. So 26 liters. So since it's 26 liters, therefore 26 plus 39, that will give you 65. So we have a total of 65 liters there. I hope you can be able to see what I'm doing. All right. So the next one is that we say 1 liter is equal to 0.22 gallons to complete the conversion graph. Okay, so this is a conversion graph. We have been given something already, okay, to use to do that conversion. So, of course, at 0 liter is the same thing with 0 gallons. So I'll come to 0, and put a point. Then I need to, at 100, because I have 100 here. So let me raise this up a little. Okay, at 100 will give me 100 liter will give me 22 gallons if you make use of this conversion very well. So 100 liters, and here is 20. The first line, how many lines we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means each ID line is about 2. So I will trace it with my ruler or whatever I can use to trace it in order not to make a mistake there. So these are our 20 and these are our 22. Okay, so now that we have gotten our 20, 0, and the 10 and the 22, all we need to do is to make use of our long ruler to connect the two. So you can connect the two with a long ruler. I'm not with my long ruler here in this app I'm using, so I'm just going to make a sketch. Okay, please just manage my line. I'm not using ruler, so a little error here. I can see that. Okay, but if you have a long ruler that is very straight, it can give you your straight line. All right, so they now say that 1 gallon. So from this now, we should be able to convert a gallon, okay, to liter. Okay, so we can use proportion. They don't say we should use our graph. They say just use 1 gallon, 1 liter to 0.22 gallons to complete the statement. So how am I going to do that? 1 liter will give me 0.22 gallons. Therefore, 1 gallon will give me x liter. So you cross and multiply there. That will give you that x times 0.22 equals to 1. That means s equals to 1 over 0.22. That will give you 4.54. So you can come here and say 4.54. So 1 gallon of 1 gallon is equivalent to 4.54. Okay, so the next question we have is that a cylindric tank for storing fuel has radius 1.5 meter and height 8 meters. Okay, so calculate the volume of the tank in liter. Now we are going to first of all do our calculation in meters. So when we get our value, we can convert it to liter. So let's do our calculation in liter. Volume of a cylinder. Okay, volume of a cylinder is 5r square h. So with that now, we can say it's 22 over 7 times the radius is 1.5 meter. So 1.5 square times the height is 8. So when you use a calculator to calculate this, you are going to have 56.57, okay, 56.57 meter cube. Okay, so the next thing now is to convert this meter cube to liter. Now we have a conversion of meter to liter as 1 meter cube is equivalent to 1000 liter. Okay, so here we have 56.57. So that will give us 1000 times 56.57, which will give us 56570. Okay, if you multiply these two numbers by one, these two numbers, this is what I'm going to have. All right, so let's move to the next question. So they say a triangle DEF, DE is 6 cm and DF is 4.8 cm. Use a ruler and a compass only. Construct triangle DEF. Leave in your construction ax. The line EF have been drawn for you. Okay, so we have line EF. So all we need to do is to let's reduce this. Okay, so all we need to do now is to construct EF and construct DE and the DF. Now with your compass, you put the center here. Okay, the center at E. You measure 6. When you measure 6, you are going to make your arc. Okay, I'm just showing you how that will look like. And with 4.8 and the center at F, you are going to make another arc. Okay, so it will look somehow like this. Then you join the points, something like this. Okay, so when they say leave your construction line, these arcs, all these little arcs that you have here, please don't clean it up because that's what they ask you to do, to leave in your construction arcs. So it's going to look somehow like this, not exactly like this. Okay, so with your compass, your answer should be more accurate. Now moving to the next question, they have a lot of transformation here. So they ask us write down the letter of the triangle that is congruent to triangle T. Now, congruency in shapes means the same, but they are not placed in the same way. Okay, so we look at the triangle given to us. It has side, how many boxes? 1, 2, 3. Then base 1, 2. So we're expecting to also have 3 by 2. Okay, so we look for 3 by 2. This one is 2 by 4. This one is 1 by 3. This one is 2 by 2. This is not a right angle triangle. As you can see, our shape is right angle triangle. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 4 by 5. And this one is 3 by 4.5. So, and this one here is 2 by 3. So you can see that it's only G that is the same shape with T. Okay, despite being turned differently, but they are the same in measurement. So they are congruent. So the shape we have is what? G. Now the next question is that we should write the letter of the triangle that is similar but not congruent. Okay, so the one that is similar but not congruent here is F. Okay, because when you increase this base by 1.5, you are going to have 3. And when you increase this 3 by 1.5 also, you are going to have 4.5. Okay, so F is the one that is similar. Similar shape means that they have the ratio of the corresponding sides are the same. Okay, so moving on to the next question. This is a triangle. They say that it's an isosceles triangle. If it's an isosceles triangle, these base sides are equal. We have here at 7. It simply means that here is 3.5 and here is 3.5. So they say that you should show that the perpendicular height h is 6.58. So all we need to do there is to use our SOHCAHTOA, okay, trigonometric ratio to solve. We have opposites, h as the opposite and the 3.5 as the adjacent. Therefore, we say that tan 62 is equals to opposite, which is h over 3.5. Therefore, h is equals to 3.5 and 62. And when you solve that, so you're going to have 6.58, okay, cm, which is what they ask you. They ask you to show that the height is equal to 6.58 cm. All right, so moving on to the next one, they say you calculate the area of the triangle, give the unit of your answer. So in this question, you are not given the unit, you are the one to get the unit. So make use of area of a triangle, which is A equals to 1 over 2 base times height. So that will give us 1 over 2 times the base, which is 7, times the height, which is 6.58. So if you work that out, you are going to have, so that will give us 23.03. So, and the unit is going to be cm square. So we'll come here and write our answer, 23.03 cm square. So that's the unit of area. So we'll come here, they ask us to look at the arrangement of some of these triangles to make a regular. So what they're asking us is that if we continue putting all these triangles, okay, around these points O, are we going to get a complete triangle to cover all the spaces? Okay, there are two ways of, there are many ways to do this. So I'm going to do it with one method. Then I can also explain another way one can actually do that. Okay, so the way I will do that is to first of all find this angle. So if you find this angle, if there's a whole number multiple of this angle here to give me 360, that means we are going to get a regular polygon. But if I multiply this number by a whole number, or when this number here, when this angle here divide 360, I'm not going to get a whole number. Okay, it simply means that when I keep putting all this triangle, I'm going to still have a space left which cannot fit in one of these triangles. Okay, so you can use that. Then you can also find out the exterior angle. So we can find out our exterior angle by extending one of these lines here. So when you extend that, you find this angle as the exterior angle. So when you find this exterior angle, remember in a regular polygon, the exterior angle S is going to be equal to 360 over N. So if you have the value of this X, so you can see that N equals to 360 over X. So with that value now, if it's a whole number, then it's a regular polygon. If it's not a whole number, it's not a regular polygon. So you can use any of the two methods I just said now to show if this is a regular polygon or not. So let's do this one first. So let's find this angle here. Let's call it Y. So Y is equals to 180 minus 62 minus 62. That will give us 56. Okay, so 56. So 360 divided by 56. 360 divided by 56. Let's see what we have. That will give us 6.428571. So you can see that it's not a whole number. So it simply means that we are not going to get a polygon. Okay, you can also try it out here. So find the angle here. X here is going to also be 62. If here is 62, 62, here is going to be 56. So if you do 360 over 56, you are also going to have 6.428571. So since the exterior angle is not a factor of 360, then culprit cannot make a regular polygon. Okay, so it cannot have a regular polygon there. All right. Okay, so in the next question here, a shop sells 58 television to 1 week in 1 week. Okay, the bar chart shows the number of television that the shop sells on 5 of the days. Okay, so of course in 1 week that's 7 days, but the bar chart is showing for 5 days. So it simply means that there's still something here and there's something here, but we'll look and see what they will ask us to do. So they said they write the number of television that the shop sells on Monday. So if you look at this, here is 2, here is 4, so here should be 3. So we have 3 here. Find the fraction of television that sell of the okay. Find the fraction of the televisions that the shop sells on Sunday. So we are looking at the fraction comparing to the total number of televisions sold, okay, or the shop sells in 1 week, and the number that sells on Sunday. So we need to compare the fraction. So on Sundays we have a total of 11. Okay, so 11 televisions are being sold on Sunday. So it simply means that the fraction is 11 over 50. I think 58. Okay, 11 over 58. Okay, so now they ask us the number of television that the shop sell on the other 2 days in the ratio 2:3. Okay, okay. So we are actually giving the ratio. We are giving the ratio of the sales on Wednesday and Friday. Then they ask us to complete the bar chart. Okay. So the first thing we need to know is the number of television sold all through. So we have total of okay. Let's reduce this so that we can be able to see. So on Monday we have 3. Tuesday we have 4. We don't have Wednesday. So Thursday we have 4 also. Friday we don't have the value. Saturday we have 16 and Sunday we have 11. Okay, Saturday we have 16 and Sunday we have 11. So far we have total of 38. Okay, we have total of 38 except for Wednesday and Fridays. Okay, so we need to know Wednesday and Friday. Therefore, Wednesday and Friday will give us 58 minus 38, which is equal to 20. So 20 for both 2 days, but we are now dividing it by uh, ratio 2 and 3. Okay, so if you divide this by ratio 2 and 3, you are going to have Wednesday as 8 and you are going to have Friday as 12. How do we do that? We first of all do 20 divided by total of the ratio, which is 5. That will give you 4. So each of the number in each ratio is 4. So 2 times 4 will give us 8, and um, 3 times 4 will give us 12. So we now come to the chart. We put our 8 for Wednesday. Okay, so that's our. Then for Friday is 12. So that's going to give us this. I'm doing that carefully. Okay, but you have ruler and your pen. I believe you're going to do that faster. All right, so that's we completing the chart there. They say write down the mode. Okay, mode is the most occurring. That is Saturday. So mode there is Saturday. All right. Now they say that a television has a price of $550. The price is reduced by 4%. Calculate the new price. Now, if you have been following my channel where I normally teach mathematics, we make use of a formula for percentage increase and decrease as A2 equals to A1 into 1 plus or minus the percentage. Now, plus or minus depends on whether there's an increase or decrease. So since we are looking for the new price, this one is decrease, so we are going to use minus. So the original price is 550 into 1 minus the percentage is 4%. Okay, so that will give us 550 times 1 minus 4%. Remember that percent is over 100. So you can actually press that in your calculator the way you are saying it there. So 1 minus 4% will give us 0.96. So when you multiply, you are going to have 528. So we have $528. Okay, so we have a scatter diagram there, shows the price of different sides of television. So they now ask us to write the type of correlation shown on the scatter diagram. Okay, we know that this is positive. When it goes like this, that's negative. Okay, so here is positive correlation. Okay, so moving on, the man buys 2 televisions. The probability that a television is 40 is 0.02. So if the probability that a television is 0.02, that means it's not 40, it's going to be 0.98 because the sum of the probability is definitely going to give you 1. So that's for the first television. Then the second television, of course, we have to follow the same way. 40, 0.02, and not 40, 0.98, 0.02, 0.98. Okay, so without asking us, we can quickly find the value of this. So this one will give us 0.0001. Sorry, 4. So 0.0004. So the next one is this one here is 0.02 times 0.98. That will give us 0.0001. 0.0196. Okay, the same thing is going to be here, 0.0196. So for this one, this is going to give us 0.9604. Okay, so we actually have to write this because most times we might need it to solve our problem. So how do I get these numbers? This times this will give us this times this will give us this times this will give us this, and this times this will give us this. Okay, so with that now, they ask us to complete our table, which we have done. They say find the probability that Hemeng buys 240 television. Okay, so 240 television means that he bought the first one 40 and also repeat the same thing 40, which is the first row we have here. So that will give us 0.0004. Okay. So they say that the shop sells 4150 televisions in 1 year. Calculate expected number of 40 television. Okay, so to find the expected number of 40 television, we look at the probability of 40 television, which is what? 0.02. So use it and multiply the number here. So I have 4150 and 0.02. So when you multiply that, you are going to have 83. So out of 4,150 televisions, we expect 83 to be 40 from this information here. Okay, so moving on, we have a quadratic equation and we are given a table of values. Okay, to complete, all you need to do is use your calculator, replace x as 1. Please note that we have minus there already. Okay, so minus will be there. Okay, see what to do here. Y equals to, you write your minus, open bracket, where plus 5, open bracket, then plus 7. So this is what you're going to press in your calculator. Okay, so press this in your calculator. Inside this bracket, replace it with 1 for this first one. So the two brackets there, you replace with 1 to write the answer here. You replace with 0. Of course, when you replace with 0, everything will go except 7. Okay, so you replace with 2, replace with 1, replace with 5. So let's see what we have. Okay, so if you have done that, this is what you're going to have in your table. So the next thing is to come back to the graph. So I'm going to minimize this further. So you come back to the graph, you locate all these points here. Okay, so I think I have to increase it because it's becoming too tiny. Okay, so anywhere I have where s equals to -1, y equals to 1. So I go to where s equals to -1 and y equals to 1. So that's my point there. Then when s equals to 0, y is 7. So when s equals to 0, which is here, y is 7. When s equals to 1, y is 11. So 1 and 11. So 1 is here. So you have to trace that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you go to 11, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that will give us at this point. Then 2 and 3 has the same value 13, 13. So 2 is, and here also. Okay. So 4 is 11. 4 is, which is here. 5 is 7 and 6 is 1. 5 is 7, which is here, and 6 is 1, which is here. Okay, so let's reduce this now. So with what we have now, we need to join the point. Okay, so this is the best I can do. Of course, I'm not using a graphing software, so I'm just using my hand to trace that. Okay, so if you are careful about that, you can be able to trace that very well. All right, so they say on the grid, draw the graph of this, so which I have done here. Then they now say write down the equation of the line of symmetry. That's where the curve divide. So if you look at this very well, you'll notice that the line is symmetric. Okay, that's 13, 13. So between the two there, between the 2 points there, that's where we are going to have a line of symmetry, which is between 3 and 2. So that will give us at s equals to 2.5. So if s equals to 2.5, what is value of y at that point? The value of y at that point is going to give us. Okay, so the equation of the line of symmetry there is at s equals to 2.5 because it's between 2 and 3 that will give us the line of symmetry. All right, so they said at the point minus 8, that's when s equals to minus 8, and this and t and this also line on the graph of this. Use symmetry to find the value of t. Okay, so they say you should use symmetry to find the value of t. It's very simple. So from 2.5, okay, from 2.5, which is here, okay, how many steps are you going to move to get minus 8? Okay, so that will give you one, that's 8 here, 9, 10, 10 and a half. Okay, so you need to also move 10 and a half from here. So this half, so you need to move 10 places. So that will give you 1, 2, 3. So you keep moving, you keep counting your number till you get up to 10 and a half. And if you do that very well, you'll get that your t will give you 13. So if you put 13 in this equation here, it will also give you minus 97 as the value of y. So that's what they mean by using your line of symmetry to find the value of t. Okay, they say write the gradient of this line. We know that the general equation for a straight line is equals to ms plus c. So 9 is our gradient there. They say write down the equation of a line parallel to this. Okay, so them asking us to write a equation, so they don't give us any other information. So they just want us to write any equation that is going to be parallel to this. So that will give us that y equals to minus 5x plus, let's say, c. Okay, but remember, c cannot be equals to 19. Why c cannot be equals to 19? Since it's going to be parallel to this, there's no way the line c is going to touch this point. Okay, because they are parallel. Of course, they will not meet at any point. Now, the next equation we have is also a graph, so we have to reduce our worksheet. Okay, so we can see that graph. Then let's look at the equation. They now ask us to find the equation of the line L in the form of y equals to mx plus c. So the first thing we need to do there is to find our gradient. So gradient is equals to, okay, so please, this 0 minus 2, okay, that's because this is a negative gradient. So that's minus 1 as our gradient. So we have minus s plus 2 as the equation of the line. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Let's make s of the formula. Okay, so all we need to do is y minus c equals to mc. So divide both sides by n, right here by n will go. So that will give us y minus c all over n. Okay, so we move to the next one. All right, so we have a problem on bearing. Okay, they say tan S is 44 kilometers from tan R on the bearing of 117. Use the scale of 1 cm represents 8 kilometers. Mark the position of X. Okay, so it's a question on bearing. You can use your compass, your straight ruler, okay, and measure and find the value. So when you place your compass at this point, you need to get 117 a degree, which if you do it very well, you are likely to have something. Okay, let's make an assumption here. So here is 90 degrees. So 90 plus 27 will give us, we are going to have something like this with the hope of here to be 27. Okay, so with your compass, with your protractor, you can be able to measure 117 degrees. So when you measure 117 degrees, so with the scale, we are trying to get 44 kilometers. And remember, 1 cm represents 8 kilometers. So if you divide 44 by 8, you are going to have 5.5 cm. So this is what you're going to measure with your ruler. Okay, this is what you're going to measure. So this is your point S. So that's what you're going to measure with your ruler, 5.5 cm, which is the same thing with 44 kilometer. Why is it 44 kilometers? Because 1 cm represents 8 kilometers. So if you do that, you're going to have 44 kilometers for 5.5 cm. Okay, so let us look at the next question. So they say that Anvi circles the 44 kilometers from R to X. She leaves R at, this should be 13:15, and circle at a speed of this. Work out the time she arrived at S. So we already know the distance from R to X, okay, as 44. So distance equals to 44 kilometers. Okay, now the speed is equals to 12 kilometers per hour. All right, so we need to find the time. So the time is equal to, using our speed equals to distance over time. So that will give us that time is equal to distance over speed. Okay, so distance over speed, which is equal to 44 over 12 that will give us 3.66, okay, which you can say 3.67 hours. Okay, now these 3.67 hours, remember, we need to find the number of hours and the number of minutes. So you can go to your calculator and convert it. There's a place you can actually use and convert that in your calculator, which you might be seeing as some calculators have it as you will see something like this or something like this. You see a button having something like this. Some have it as DMX, okay, whichever one your calculator is having it as, that's where you convert. So if you press this number and press this, okay, it's going to convert this number to hour and the minute. So let me use that and convert it. So when you convert this 3.67 hours, it will give you 3 hours, 39, 39, or let's say 39.6 minutes. Okay, so we can just take it as 39. So when you add that to this, that will give you 13 plus 3, okay, 15 plus 39 first, that will give you 54. So that will give you 54 there. So 54 minutes. Then hours will give you 3 plus 1, 3, I'll give you 1, 6. So it will give you 16:54. That's going to be the time of the hour. Okay, so let's move to the next question now. They say that a tower has height of 16 meter. When Jai makes a scale drawing of the tower, it has a height of 20 cm. Work out the scale Jai uses. Gives your answer in the form of 1:n. So what they are when they say 1:n is that we should convert this value here. So what I'm going to do, convert this 16 here to cm. So we know that 100 cm is equal to 1 meter. So when you multiply this by 100, it simply means that our scale is going to be 20 cm representing 16 times 100. So that will give us that 20 representing 1600. Okay. And when you put this ratio in ratio of 1:n, we are going to have 1 is to, this divided by 20 will give you 80. So that will give you 80. Okay. So that's the scale that I use. All right. So here we have X, Y, Z at 3 counts. Okay. This is Y, this is not of Y. So they say that X is on a bearing of 288 degrees from Y. Okay. And Z is bearing of 18018 from Y. So let's do that one first. So here is 18 degrees. Then when you move around to here, is total of 288 degrees. Okay, so now we have to split it out. Split it. Let's split it out. This will give you 180. So if you have a straight line like this, okay, here is another 90, which is 270. So if you have that, here is going to give you 18 degrees. Okay, 18 degrees. So if you also do something like that here, here is also going to give you 18 degrees because of alternate angles. So then I say that show that the angle XYZ is 90. Okay, let's find this angle here. So this angle here is going to give us 90 minus 18, which is 72. So if you now check from here to this place, which will give you 72 plus 18, that will give you 90 degrees. Okay, so that's that. Then let's say that the distance XY is 6. Okay, XY is 6 kilometer and YZ is 9.7 kilometer. Find XZ. Okay, so for us to find XZ, that's this line here. That's just like we are solving a right angled triangle. So we can use Pythagoras theorem. So using Pythagoras theorem to solve. Using Pythagoras theorem to solve there. Oh, we are supposed to show our work in here. Okay, though we showed that in the diagram. So we can actually point to the diagram. Okay, so here we now make use of, since it's a right angle triangle, we can make use of Pythagoras theorem. So xz square is equals to xy square plus yz square. So that will give us 6 squared plus 9.7 square. So that will give us that xz is equals to the square root of 6 squared plus 9.7 squared. So with your calculator, you get your answer. So that will give you 11.405. So you can just write your answer as 11.4 kilometer. All right, so move to the next one. We are given a little equation there, P equals to 3a plus 5, and we are asked to find the value of P when a equals to 2. So all we need to do is to put our value. So 3 into 2 plus 5. 3 into 2 is 6. 6 plus 5, that will give us 11. Okay, so the next equation is a linear equation. We are asked to find the value of x. So here you divide both sides by 7. So we have 7x over 7 equals to minus 42 over 7. So this and this will go. I have x equals to minus 42 over 7 will give us minus 6. Okay, minus 6. So I'll write my answer here, minus 6. So the next equation there is for us to open the bracket and solve for x. So 9 times 8 will give us 72x. 9 times 7 will give us 63 equals to 72. So this one crosses over. I have 72x equals to 72 plus 63. That will give us the 72x equal to this one here will give us 5. 7 plus this will give us 13. So you divide both sides by 72. Divide by 72. 72 cancel out 72. You have your S as 1.875. So that will give us 1.875. Okay, so let's move on. So here we have an indices we are asked to solve. So apply law of indices. You are going to have 5, 8 plus k equals to 5 minus 24. So this and this will go. I have that 8 plus k equals to minus 24. If this cross over here, I have 8 equals to minus 24 minus 8, which will give us minus 32. So you write out your answer, minus 32. This is a quadratic equation. Oh, sorry. This is a linear equation, so we are asked to solve. If you look at this linear equation, you notice that the y are already in the same coefficient, though different sign. So all we need to do is to add. This plus this will give us 2x. This plus this will go. This plus this will give us minus. So when you divide, that's minus 38. When you divide both sides by 2, you are going to have 2 here, 2 here. You're going to have your s as minus 19. So with the value of your s as minus 19, you can put it in any of the two equations to get your y. So let's put it in the first equation. So I'm going to have minus 6 into minus 19 minus y equals to 13. So minus 6 times minus 19 will give us 114. So 3 coming over will give us minus 13 equals to y. So these two here will give us 101. So our x is minus 19, and then our y is going to give us 10. Okay, so moving on to the next question there. They say that n is an integer where n is greater than minus 3 and the n is less than 1. So, of course, n is a number between minus 3 and 1. Remember, it's strictly greater than minus 3. So, our numbers are going to be minus 2, 0, 1, 1. Okay, that's all. So, we can't go beyond 1 because it's less than or equals to 1. All right, so the next question we have there, they say that a boy walked at 5 minutes at x meter per minute. Okay, that means he covered total of 35 x meters. Okay, and t meters at 160 meter per minute. So if we move t times 160, so that's going to give us plus 160 t. So all this is in meter. So they say write the total distance in meter the boy travel. So that's 35x plus 160 t. Okay. Now the next question is that we should find the area of this in this form. So area is length times breadth. So with that now we can say that area is equals to x minus 2 into x plus 5. So that will give us s squared plus 5s minus 2s minus n. So that will give us s squared plus 3x minus n. Okay, so we have expressed it in this form. So we can come down here and write our answer. Let's say s squared plus 3x minus n. All right, so we'll move to the next question. So they say 120 people teach in a university mathematics department. So we have total of 120 people. So they say show some information is shown in the table. All right, so we can see now they also continue with the information by telling us that one-fifth of the people are professors. So one-fifth of the total number of people teaching in this university are professors. So let's work that out. uh, one-fifth, so 1/5 of 120. So that will give us 5 here will give us 2, remainder 2, 5 here will give us 4. Okay, so we have 24 professors total because they say one-fifth of the people are professor. So we have 24 total. So if here is 24, 24 minus 11, that will give us 13. So we have 13 full-time professors there. Okay, so um, if we have 24 here, it simply means the total number of lecturers here are 96. Okay, so we have that now. Then we look at another thing again, another information given to us there. 30% of the people are part-time. So the total number of people working here, they are part-time. Okay, so let's get that total. 30%, so 30% of 120, that will give us 30 over 100 times 120. So 3 times 12, that will give us 36. So total of 36 work part-time. So if total of 36 work part-time, it simply means that we can find the total full-time, which is 120 minus 36. That will give you 84. So with that information now, we can be able to fill up the remaining space there. So here is going to give us 36 minus 11, which is 25. While here is going to give us 84 minus 13, which is 71. Okay, so we are done filling up everything. So with that now we can get all our answers. They say work out the number of full-time lecturers, so which we have there already. So that's 84. Okay. Uh they now ask us to, oh, that's all. Okay. So, oh, there's a little mistake here. We are asked to be full-time lecturers, not professors. So we have to clean that. Okay. So we have 71. So which is this. Okay. All right, so we can come to the, I think, the last question now. All right. So they say that this is a set of school children. So you can see our universal set, children in a school. F is the number who like fruits. Okay, this is the people that like fruits. F is the one that people that like vegetable. Of course, there are some people that like both fruit and vegetable. So they say that the number of fruits and vegetable is 9. So we can fill it up here, 9. And they say that 24 children like vegetable but do not like fruits. Okay, so that's 24 here. Then we have that the number of people that like fruit is equal to the 3 times the number of people that like the vegetable. So let's work that out. Let's work that out. 3 here already, that here will give us total of 24 plus 9, that will give us 33. So 3 times 33, that will give us 99. So if we have number of this equals to this, that will give us total of these people here is 99. So here will give us 90. So that we can have 99 here. Okay, that's number of fruit equals to 3 times number of vegetable. So they say complete the Venn diagram. We have done that. They also say that 8 children do not like fruit and do not like vegetable. So we'll come here and write 8. All right. So work out the number of fruit union vegetable. So the total number of fruit union vegetable is going to be 90 plus 9 plus 24. So that will give us 99 plus 24. So if you do that, you are going to have 3, take 1, 2, and 1. Okay, so that's what we're going to have. 1, 2, 3 number of children. So let's write that well. So 1, 2, 3 number of children is what is involved in both fruits and vegetable. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. So this is the last question for core paper 3. Okay, so in the next video we are going to look at extended paper 2 and paper 4, okay, which is extended IGCSE Cambridge exam. So we are encouraging you to help us to share this video to your friends and subscribe to the channel. And remember, give us a thumbs up. Thank you and see you in the next class.